Attention gamers, there are few notifications in League of Legends more satisfying than receiving an update on your report against that douche canoe soccer mom Slayer 69 who griefed your promos by playing Yumi jungle and running it down. But a close second is receiving a little present under the tree from a Chad friend, and today I was lucky enough to be given Uber Eats Sivir, and I honestly couldn't wait to grab the fattest walking flocking chicken nugget I could find as my support and make an absurd amount of cringy jokes about food and dank deliveries while playing this cheesy bot lane comp. And then I was quickly reminded why no one plays Ricochet Ronda anymore, as boomerangs are an obsolete weapon option when others are carrying around a whole arsenal of Halo 2 looking guns. So after a few games of this delivery woman doing her job well by feeding every enemy in sight, I did what any content creator would do, took to Twitter and cried about it like a little baby. But I quickly discovered that when it comes to Season 11, crit is shit, and that a delicious threesome with a new rune page and an inventory of off-meta items was all I needed to start slapping cheeks. So today you will see how the tastiest bot lane comp is secretly one of the best, as this video will give you the runes, the build, the painfully average gameplay, the obvious flaming puddle of toxic goop teammates, Rift Alexa describing my performance as legendary, and anything else you could possibly ask Santa for this Christmas. Okay young Rav, go tell Santa what you want for Christmas.
No way dad, that's just some smelly hobo in a costume.
Listen you little chode mini-me, just go sit on the hobo's lap and spew some crap to make your mother happy so she lets me play my PS5 tonight.
God, you're a douche.
Okay kid, tell Santa what you want.
I'd imagine a shower for you would be what everyone in the area wants, but I am betting that's out of the question, so let's make this quick. I want that slutty elf Miss Fortune skin to be back in the shop.
Easy, done.
And I want all Yasuo mains to die.
Little toxic there kid, but they do that already anyway, so no work for me.
You would love that, wouldn't you alcoholic bum? And lastly, I want a new addicting game that I can play on both my computer and my phone. It has to be free to play so I don't have to sell any more of my Pokemon cards to Critical for money, and I want to be able to sink hours at a time into this game without getting bored. I am talking hundreds of champions, all with cool ways to build them to help me beat quests and progress through a campaign. And dragons, big human eating dragons.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, and I want the game to be updated all the time because your boy has all kinds of side chicks when it comes to games, so it can't be getting stale on me. So like a new Doom Tower with 120 floors, secret challenge rooms and dope bosses sounds like a dream. But throw in like 14 new champions as icing too and I will be happy.
Honestly kid, that game sounds too good to be true.
It's not though. My dad says you can use his link in the description to get me a free dope void champion named Bulwark, as well as 50 gems, XP boosters, energy refills and an ancient shard.
I think you have the wrong Santa.
Braid, Shadow Legends.
Now for those of you who have only ever gotten coal in their stockings because their dad left them and their mom spends her entire strippy bar paychecks on coke and condoms, so they have to put other people down in their comment sections by posting timestamps. I'm sorry, and Daddy Rav is still here for you, so let's get into the games. Okay, now as promised, here are the runes you have to take to not suck ass with this champ, and then you build tier into straight lethality, and if any MOBA fire mouth breather knocks on your door trying to sell you some lethal tempo attack speed crit nonsense, you kick them in the microscopic jewels, yell pyramid scheme, and call the shitter squad to come pick them up, because that's a one-way ticket to why does Sivir suck so much, Vil, trust me. The game starts out with the KFC refugee doing his dash into nugget mash combo with my contribution of getting stunned and then fail flashing and seemingly just to spectate the bathwater babe die. Then subtly ignoring my KDA and the fact that I still managed to die after I cut off that clip, we pick another fight and the white meat finds himself some skinny simp as Kaisa just stands back tickling his feathers as he Tyson vortexes her friend. I get an order for a quick river deliver, but I come up and some pissed off Karen freaks out because they put pineapple instead of chicken on her pizza, and I am just like, geez Louise, dramatic bitch, don't shoot the messenger until she gets her damn chicken, in a big way as I continue to play Sivir just how she was intended to be played in Season 11, aka pacing around one shot while your teammates do all the work and you are just there to whiff pizzas and flaunt your low health hunky-dory so that the bad guys stay around while your coworkers punch holes in their skin. But the garlic gargoyle gets a bit deep, and aside from me force feeding some carbs into this tall anorexic bush, I can't stop his death, so I just continue on with my routine of being about as useful as a chocolate teapot. But luckily my jungler, full with both excessive colors and chromosomes, comes down confident in her decision to knapsack whack Sona before dying, leaving me in an actual balanced fight for an ADC, against a one-shot champ who has no offensive abilities. A minute later and that walking blunt is in our lane yelling Candy Crush lines at us again, so we chase him away like a lost lemur as the pink-haired lolly follows him out asking if he can find her a strong Wi-Fi signal so she can tweet out a picture of this new facial expression that she thinks makes her look cute. #might delete later, and then when she comes back in head clearly buried into her phone we decide that we might delete her later as well. Then we follow the river like it's the yellow brick road or something looking for some purple Kush Wizard of Oz looking shit, and thankfully our fox grabs some bark cocks in the form of a charm as the yosshole continues his laning as if 3 people didn't just enter his lane and cut down a belly-banded birch tree, so yeah, he gets nose tackled, knocked up, and personally delivered some of these piercing pepperonis. And I tell you, my delivery zone has some of the worst clientele around, as I was just trying to help them carve up before a big battle with a wild dragon, but they are just never happy with the order, so now I have to deal with this pussy puke bush and his thick bodyguard always getting in my grill. 9 Tails does 3 dashes to get them all butt ass naked and ready to take these sausage toppings, and then the windshitter comes into big surprise, do nothing useful and die, but then due to us focusing the AD carry last we both get labeled as scraps against our will. No thanks to this frolicking fawn bowling my escape ticket straight into the wall as I die, forced to watch her uncoordinated cleanup in black and white. Then we are just chilling in the bush wondering if this thigh gap wingding would be interested in some surprise greasy food force feeding, and unfortunately for her she didn't get much of a chance to give her opinion, and then I opt to take the long scenic route to my next delivery knowing that this next pie topped with dark harvest cherries is going to hit differently. I guess everyone caught some jungle fever as a party breaks out in our neck of the woods, so I deem it my responsibility to feed all these people as I first come in and make sure Patty gets first dibs this time, and then I chase the chode child in the Easter bunny costume, but my adversity to being dismounted on lets him get away. So I opt to focus on the airhead because few things in life are more certain than someone from this species douche dashing its way through danger, so I drop a few pizzas on the ground that were supposed to get delivered while staying persistent to making sure every dumbass gets his dinner. This leaves just the Twitter queen of the simps don't DMCA me Twitch as I pissy plant pizza pie that asshole for the double. One more example of why the tastiest bot lane in League of Legends truly packs a burst of flavor down the enemy's throats, he that's upon in game 1 ends prematurely due to a quorum of quitters forming on the enemy team. But my shift as a minimum wage underpowered piece of shit attack delivery carry wasn't done, so I queue up a second to get fed while feeding people, and this one started off like any rap style video, with me being in a worse position than a raw cucumber in a women's prison as I tried my best to deliver the goods to the ones who needed it most before greedily coming in to request a bigger tip, which landed me in a crystal cage and straight cucked by the blonde. But a minute later we get a visit from Optimus Prime Zack as he knocks that bandwagon bitch off her steed before she gets sucked into Callista's dimensional asshole and spit back out. This prompts the violent piece of bloody tar to go full bouncy house until he gives birth to quadruplets yearning desperately to be reunited, so I give Hekarim's hoe a snack to distract her, and then we fend off the man himself until the shitter's cellular fusion can complete. And I guess finally having another horse on the rift has this shit-stained centaur thinking with his stallion sack instead of his brain as he comes flying in like a hormonal high schooler trying to impress his crush, which lands him knocked up, force-fed and nugget nuked to death. Then we come rushing back bot because Guardians of the Galaxy Zack is down here body clapping the butt buddies together, so we join in, which prompts bouncing Brittany to soul suck her support out of danger and spit her out into danger as I serve some pizza that no one seemed to want, but they both die anyways while Hekarim comes in just to say fuck this and peace out. They get back just in time to see my pepperoni grease prevail over their cute little statue, which gives us the green light to cater a full cucking as Bertio flashes in and this pizza hits that blue bouncer like she's a type 1 diabetic. We de-steed the steel stallion, which prompts her moldy boyfriend to come in and get flashed harder than a middle-aged man on Bourbon Street during Mardi Gras, and then he gets knocked up, taunted and sent back to base with some leftovers. Quick check-in on their mid laner and oh, it turns out she's a dead bitch. Then word on the street is that there will be a few games of pin the tail on the horsey going on in our forest, and I sense that Steel Pony is about to be pinned first, and when I signed my employee contract at I'm a cutie pie's piece of shit pizza shop I vowed that no one would be sent home hungry during my rift shifts. This allows us to group up and destroy that thing preventing the hooded midget employee managers from coming to work, and then baby Thor gets introduced to all 5 of us at once as I tell the Lux Laser to politely piss off before claiming my free assist G's. And despite this champ sucking a rat's ass, I gotta say hitting a flash Uber Eats Dark Harvey cherry pizza pie is still a good feeling, but you have to remember that this is League, so despite us stomping When I went to refill my inventory on chicken, I was introduced to the toxic Tommy of the game, as he went on to falsely accuse me of giving a shit about if I get my S rank on Sivir, despite me continuing to do things like tasty tap the moldy horse or hitting that diabetic dime piece with some dangerous deliveries. And despite him failing to outdouche himself by surprise stealing my red buff and then issuing a temper tantrum forfeit request, we still stomped back in their base as I continued making my deliveries until every last enemy was given their food in what I would like to officially term getting fed by feeding as we ended this game. And when I found out that I did get the S, I just had to inform the bitch boy because I wouldn't be a league player if I didn't. And that concludes this episode, where I take a champ that I think is absolutely horrible while complaining publicly about her balance, only to realize I was building and playing her wrong in the current meta. Merry Christmas to all my viewers, and I hope you have a dank ass holiday with whatever family and friends you are able to see during this piss fest situation we are all currently in. Thanks to my YouTube members and my Patreons for helping me out during the holidays, and don't forget to slap that upward thumb button on this video if you enjoyed it. Pet your dog, jerk your ween, don't sleep on Dark Harvest Sivir, and brush your teeth tonight. Rav out.